Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space where I share my memory keeping projects and processes with all of you. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. My name is Crystal and I am so excited that you are all here today. Today I am working on week 21 Project Life. I actually don't have a kit that I am working with today, so what I decided to do was to grab one of my stamp sets and try to make some journaling cards and a title card for myself. So I'm actually going to be using the Art of Noticing stamp set to create titles for these 4 journaling cards and then some other embellishments. I'm going to try to base this entire spread off of this stamp set, so we'll see how that goes. And then I also just pulled a bunch of older half-used embellishments out of my stash to also use on this spread as well. So I am going to put you guys on fast forward and get to work on this project, and then we'll slow down once I have the whole thing done. So to get this spread started, the first thing I did was to go through my pictures and my inks, which for this spread, I'm going to be using my Ali Edwards Crafters inks. And I just picked out a variety that went with the colors in my photos. So I have Honeyman, which is the yellow. I have, what is the red called? Vermilion, I'm pretty sure, is the red. Willamette is the green, and Otter Rock is the gray. And then I'm going to use those colors to create titles for my journaling cards. So this is just a tester that I wanted to do just to see if I liked it. I pulled a stamp set that says Noticed, and then I have another one that says Right in Front of Me. And I'm just going to layer those two together and add those to the top of all of those journaling cards. But for now, I'm going to set this aside while I figure out what I want to do with my title card. So you can see to the right of the page that the first thing I tried was the Today I Noticed stamp and just using it as a repeat. But then I thought that it might be fun to take those little tile pieces. I think they're called like refrigerator tiles maybe, or something like that. Anyway, each of them has a word. So it might say like captured or documented or today or joy or what else? This, there's just all kinds of different words. So I layered them all up on my stamp block and made them into a block of words. Then I'm going to take the green Crafters ink there, and I'm going to ink it up and press it down here to see if I can build just like a bunch of words on a page. So for this example, this is just me playing around and seeing if this is going to work. For that example, I put them all in a row. I will end up staggering them because I like the look of it better. So then I grabbed my piece of 4x6 cardstock, and I have a really fat washi roll. I want to say it's 1.5 inches maybe wide. It might only be 1 inch. I'm not 100% sure on that. So I masked off the bottom portion of my title card so that once I get this all stamped on there, I have a blank area at the bottom where I can add my week and my date stamping. So from there, I am just going to use the green. I liked this color as my title because I have a lot of green in my photos, which you'll see when I pull this back out later. So I staggered them, which you can kind of see it on the paper I've got as my background, or like behind my card. I just do that so I don't make a mess on that pad. Now that pad that I'm using, in case you've never seen anything like that before, it is the Stamper's Secret Weapon by Sizzix. And it's just like a foam pad that helps make your impressions a little bit more solid when you're stamping. I really like it. I think it helps make my stamping look nicer, but it's not necessary. It's just, I have it, so I pull it out. I also got a little bit of ink on that white section, so I grabbed my sand eraser and used that just to erase away that ink. It's really awesome for that. I am now happy with that title so far. I will go back and add my week and date stamp and everything. So I went ahead and added the Noticed Right in Front of Me stamps to each of my journaling cards. Those journaling cards I did create in Photoshop, and all that I did was use a guideline. So I made a 3x4 canvas. I used a guideline and put that at about I want to say it was the 1 inch mark. I'm pretty sure it was 1 inch. And then I made my text box go underneath that. I did it on purpose that way because I knew I wanted to stamp a title at the top. So that's the only thing that I really did digitally before printing everything off. But I figured that was pretty, I don't know. I figured you guys might not care about seeing that. So I just left that out. So then I pulled back over the Art of Noticing stamp set and went through it to see what I could use as embellishments. The first one I wanted to use is this one that says stories in the middle. And I think I forget what's around the edges, maybe like paying attention to stories or something like that. But I liked that it was a circle. I stamped it on sticker paper, which when I go back and stamp out more embellishments, they are all going to be on sticker paper. That's just going to make it easier for me later. Then while I had that here, I decided to go ahead and stamp out my week 21 and then date stamp it. I am using the black, I think it's called Black Brute. All of the inks I will put down in the description for you guys so that you know exactly which ones I used, because I originally stamped the embellishment piece there in the Otter Rock, which is a gray, but I end up going with the black one because I like it that it stands out better. So now I'm going to bring the sticker paper back over, and I went through my stamp set to find some other ones that I could use. This one right here is a label, and it says looking closer at life. So I thought that would be a really cool repeat element to add to some of my photos. So I ended up stamping 8 of them, just in case I wanted to use them on all 4 like 3x4s or all 4 of the all 4 of the 4x6s. Actually, I think I have 6 of each, but that's besides the point. I just wanted to make sure I was covered. Then I used that other circle stamp that says seeing things, and I stamped that in a couple of different colors just so I have some options to choose from. Now, the title, the Seeing Things title, fits perfectly in a 1-inch circle punch, so I just used that instead of fussy cutting them out. I could have fussy cut them out and then they would have been that wonky shape, but I decided I just wanted to punch them out and make it really quick. So right here, I'm going to lay everything out where I want it to go. I end up adding one of the Seeing Things punched out circle embellishments to each of the 3x4 photos. And then this spread, I had a lot of 3x4 photos. You actually can see when it's all out like this that I don't have any 4x6. So all of my 4x6s are actually 2 3x4 photos just printed on 1 4x6 photo paper. And I don't cut them in half. I just leave them the way that they are so that they go into the pockets and everything's great. So I do end up adding one of those looking closer at life labels to each of the 4x6 clusters, if that makes sense. So there's 3 on the top and 4 on the bottom. Then I went through those embellishments that I pulled out, and I honestly thought that this looked really nice already. So the only thing I pulled were a couple of circle chipboard stickers that I thought went well with the stories for this week and gave this page a little bit more dimension. The last thing I'll do is date stamp those little labels. As for the pictures for this week, these were pretty much all taken on the weekend, except for just a few on the left side. So I've got a picture of Izzy and her preschool teacher who came over to give her all of her graduation stuff. I've also got a picture of my mom visiting us and hanging out on the front porch while Izzy played in the rain. And then the rest of them were all from the weekend when we had a camp out in our backyard with our neighbors. We had a super, super fun time, and maybe we'll turn that into some kind of tradition. So this is going to finish it up for the spread, and I will slow you guys back down. All right, you guys, that finishes up this spread for the week. I think this came together really nicely, and I'm super excited that pretty much everything was from that Art of Noticing stamp, except for the 4 little chipboard pieces that I pulled out of my stash. Everything else came from Art of Noticing, and that makes this really fun. I love using my stamp sets to create different spreads like this, especially for Project Life or stories, like for my story album. I think that makes it really fun, and it just challenges you to use them in new and interesting ways. I hope that this inspired you guys. I hope that you feel excited to break into some of your stamp sets and see if maybe you can make a spread out of what you have in your stash. If you guys have any questions about anything I did here, please let me know in the comments down below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of my future crafty videos. I will be back tomorrow with the last story kit crush project for the story Rest, and then I will be announcing, I already announced it on Instagram, but in case you missed that, I will announce what the next kit will be during that process video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye now.